Yoga for a healthy back. All yoga can make your back healthy, but this is specifically designed to develop back strength and flexibility to hopefully keep you from getting injured and maybe help you if you already have an injury. We're going to come onto our hands and knees. Take your knees right underneath your hips. Take your hands right underneath your shoulders. Go ahead and spread out your hands nice and wide. Maybe dial those index fingers a little towards each other if that feels good. But if you have shoulder issues, maybe take your hands out a little wider. You adjust, find what feels good for you, and then begin to put those knuckles down into the ground. You're going to drop your belly and open your heart up into cow. Big arch in that back, and then exhale and round your spine up to the ceiling. Drop your chin into your chest. You can tuck your toes under if you'd like. Then from here, drop your belly, open your heart. And then exhale, round the spine. We're going to leave that spine rounded. We're going to go into our first downward facing dog. Keep your spine rounded up to the top. And go ahead and press those heels back. We're not going to stay here forever. We're going to hover the knees slightly as we drop down toward the floor. Send those hips back and find child's pose. Tuck the toes under. Bring the forehead down to the mat. Inhale as you lift the hips and coming back into your hands and knees position. Go ahead and shift your hips side to side. Find a little movement in those hips. Go ahead and shift your chest side to side. From here, we're going to bring our rib cage to our hip bones. We're going to bring that right rib to the hip bone. Just a little side abdominal crunch there. Holding the belly in. Go ahead and look over that right shoulder. Bring it back to neutral. Take it over to the other side. And come back to neutral. Go ahead and bring the knees just slightly together. We're going to extend the right leg behind. Press through the heel. Find that stretch. Round the spine, drop the chin. Release back to neutral. Release the knee down and extend the left leg. Press through the heel. Find that big stretch on that calf. Round the chin into the chest, round the back up to the ceiling. And drop this back down. From here, we're going to extend the right leg, cross it over and behind, and then look over the left shoulder. And press through that right hip. Should feel really nice big stretch on that right side. Come back and bring it back down. Same thing, other side. Extend and reach. Big crossover, big stretch. Should feel pretty amazing. From here, we'll go ahead and take this back. We're going to extend the right leg this time. We're going to take it wide out to the side. So you're going to bring it around. And then we're going to drop the toes down. So if this works for your ankle, you're going to go ahead and find that stretch on the outer part of the ankle. And then we're going to send those hips back. And we're going to find a one-legged child's pose. So you may not be able to go back very far, or you may be able to sink it back a little bit more. Just finding the stretch that works for you. You're going to find your inner thigh stretch. From here, we're going to lift up to the top. We're going to reach our arms up to the sky, leaving our leg right where it is. We're going to tip over to the left side. Find a stretch through that oblique. Inhale the arms back to center, and exhale and tip toward the leg. Now from here, we're going to go ahead and try a half moon pose. Swing around so you can see it a little bit better. Stay where you are. You're going to take this left hand up to the, it's going to be your right hand. We're going to lift the right leg. We're going to press through the right heel. Look up to that top hand. Reach through the heel. Reach through the top arm as if you would float off that bottom hand. We're going to go ahead and bring the foot down. Lift up to that gate pose one more time. Send the hips back. One-legged child's pose. Same thing. Big full extension through that back. Long stretch. Coming up onto the knee, lifting the hips. Go ahead and swing that right leg straight behind. You're going to press through the heel. Find strength in that back. You're going to extend the left arm. Reach through the heel. From here, drop the hand. We're going to swing it wide again. Stay with me here. Reach your hands a little bit further forward. High kick cat. From here, tuck the back toe under. We're going to send our hips up to the sky and find this strange extended downward dog. One of my favorite teachers calls this a funky dog. From here, we're going to go ahead and bring that knee down toward the floor. Sweep that right leg straight back, tuck the bottom toe under, and drop the knee. From here, we do the same thing on the other side. Left leg lifts, and swing it wide out to this left side. Send those hips back. One-legged child's pose. Now, wherever you can find that stretch is wherever you need to be. The idea is the stretch. You're not here for yoga. Yoga's here for you. It's not about the stretch looking a certain way. We're going to lift up to the top. Reach those arms up to the sky. We'll go ahead and tip over away from the leg. Find that stretch. Inhale the arms back to center. Take it over toward the leg. Inhale, come back to center. We'll go ahead and take this all the way down so the hand comes down to the ground and extend the leg up, extend the arm up. Look up to that top hand. We'll go ahead and take the foot down, reach up to the ceiling again, and send those hips back. Child's pose. One-legged. Breathe here. From here, go ahead and come up into your hands and knees. We're going to sweep this leg straight behind and extend opposite arm. Finding that strength in that core and that lower back. Bring the hand down, sweep the leg back out to the side. You're going to tuck your back toe under and send your hips up to the sky. Walk those hands just a little bit forward and send those hips up. And find the stretch. If your heels are lifted, that's fine. Going for finding the stretch, go ahead and bring your heart down to the floor. Dial your triceps towards your knees. Press your knuckles down into the ground. Drop your right knee. Extend your left leg straight behind. And go ahead and drop your knees. Send your hips back. Find your regular child's pose. Breathe a lot. Rock that head, that forehead side to side on the mat. With your eyes closed, set an intention for the day, for the week, for the year, and begin to lift yourself up onto your hands and knees. We're going to go ahead and take the toes back and find a plank position. Now, if you need to, you can do this on your knees. You can slide your knees back and just let your hips go down, or we find that nice plank. Pull the belly button toward the spine. We're going to go ahead and shift forward and slowly lower. Snail lowering, so coming down to the floor. Tuck the toes under. Do a little baby cobra. float the fingertips off the ground. Pull the belly into the spine. Press the feet into the ground. Squeeze the inner thighs towards each other. Go ahead and drop the hands back down. Tuck the toes under. We're going to lift up to hands and knees first. Toes are under, and we just send those hips packing up to the sky, that downward facing dog. Walk the hands in to meet, or walk the feet in to meet the hands. Standing forward fold. Stay here a moment and just let each vertebrae separate. Take one hand to each elbow and sway side to side. Ragdoll. Nod the head yes. Say no. Take your hands down to your shins. Press into your shins. Lift a flat back, long flat back. Drop your head back down. Take the hands up the side. Reach long through the crown of the head as you inhale. We'll exhale. Draw hands into heart center. Take a breath here. Inhale. Open the mouth. Let it go. Big collective sigh. Ready to start that day. Living out our yoga practice off the mat. Thank you so much for joining me in my practice. Namaste.